The Strait of Hormuz is a name that immediately creates tension whenever it appears in news reports, geopolitical analyses, or discussions about conflict. It may look like a narrow stretch of water on a map, but in reality, it is one of the most important strategic locations on Earth. Every day, countless ships pass through it carrying oil and fuel that help power the global economy. But is Hormuz simply a shipping route, or is there a deeper story hidden beneath its surface? Imagine a place where the sun is so intense that daily life slows to a halt at midday. The land is dry, fresh water is scarce, and survival itself can be a challenge. Yet for thousands of years, people have traveled here, built settlements, traded goods, and established civilizations. The first thing that captures attention on Hormuz Island is its extraordinary landscape. Mountains painted in shades of red, yellow, orange, and purple make the island look like a giant natural canvas. This beauty is the result of millions of years of geological change. Volcanic activity, pressure from the sea, and the passage of time have shaped these remarkable formations. But beneath that beauty lies a harsher reality. The people who live here do not fight against nature, they adapt to it. Work begins early in the morning, pauses during the hottest hours of the day, and resumes in the evening. Homes are designed to reduce heat and maximize airflow, helping residents cope with the extreme climate. The region teaches an important lesson: survival is not only about having resources, it is about knowing how to use them wisely. Alongside this island, enormous oil tankers pass every day. On one side is a global industry worth billions of dollars, on the other are small coastal communities living according to traditions shaped by the sea. These two very different worlds exist side by side. The waters around Hormuz are equally remarkable. Despite unusually high sea temperatures, some coral reefs have adapted and survived for centuries. These reefs are not just beautiful ecosystems. They support fish populations, local fisheries, and entire coastal communities. However, pollution, heavy shipping traffic, and climate change are putting increasing pressure on this fragile balance. When such ecosystems weaken, the effects can spread far beyond the region itself. The area is also home to mangrove forests that thrive in saltwater environments. These trees have evolved unique ways to filter salt and survive where most plants cannot. More importantly, they provide shelter and breeding grounds for countless marine species, supporting the foundation of the local food chain. Lose these forests, and the consequences extend far beyond the loss of trees. Entire ecosystems can be affected. At the center of all this stands the Strait of Hormuz itself, a narrow waterway with global significance. Roughly 20% of the world's oil supply passes through this route. That makes it far more than just a shipping lane, it is one of the lifelines of the global economy. Even a small disruption here can affect international energy markets and economies around the world. This is why major powers closely monitor the region. The strait is so narrow that massive oil tankers must navigate with extreme caution. A single mistake or incident can trigger consequences far beyond the surrounding waters. Yet amid all the geopolitical tension and economic importance, life continues for the people who call this region home. Their concerns are often much simpler: will there be enough fish today? What will the weather be like? How will tomorrow unfold? This contrast between global power politics and everyday human life is what makes Hormuz so fascinating. But questions about the future remain. Ocean temperatures are rising. Pollution continues to increase. Environmental pressures are growing stronger every year. If coral reefs disappear, fish populations will decline. If fish become scarce, livelihoods will suffer. If mangrove forests vanish, entire ecosystems could be disrupted. These changes happen gradually, but they happen with certainty. That is why the Strait of Hormuz is more than a strategic waterway. It is a warning. It reminds us that survival depends not only on power, but on adaptation. Not only on using resources, but on protecting them. Because every part of our planet is connected. And sometimes, a narrow strip of water can influence the future of the entire world. The question is, are we paying attention to these signals, or are we still only looking at the surface? Because the world is changing, slowly, but undeniably. And those who learn to adapt to that change will be the ones most likely to thrive in the future.